Hey everyone, Angela here. Welcome back to NO. No, I'm not overreacting. This video has taken forever to make. I keep making it too long and then I try to speed up and I mess up. So bear with me. And the dogs are almost done with their marrow bones. Tink was the first one done. I have a 9-pound dog, a 22-pound dog, and a 42-pound dog, and the 9-pound dog was done first. So we need to get this quick. One of the reasons we have to do this quick is because I'm a travel nurse with a hotspot and it doesn't like long YouTube videos to download. So please follow the channel, like the videos if you like them, share with other people so that number one, we can hopefully eventually eradicate ovarian cancer and get rid of it. Early detection is the best defense against ovarian cancer. And or any kind of cancer really, and unfortunately ovarian cancer is notoriously not detected until stages 3 or 4, and a lot of that is not getting the word out about the symptoms that you should be following, and then also following through with your doctors and advocating for yourself and demanding answers. So do those things. But number 2, for sharing and following and all of that, if I get at least 1,000 followers and activity and all that stuff, then I can go live and I can do question and answer videos and all of that where we can interact and people can ask what they've been wanting to ask about any kind of cancer, treatments, health. I'm a nurse, so I could probably help you out with a lot of that stuff. So let's get this channel rocking and rolling so that we can do that. On to my topic. So this is a video about things that I learned, changes that I made in my life once I was diagnosed with ovarian cancer. I felt like life had been a series of gray shade and things really became more clear and more obvious to me once I was diagnosed. So I want to share them with you. They're things that we've all heard about, we all know we should be doing, but we're not. Number 1 is that your time is your most valuable asset. Don't waste it. I try to be as intentional with my time as possible. I try to spend as little of time glued to electronics as possible. Sometimes I'll leave all the electronics outside except for like the stereo and just put some calming music on and hang out in the hammock. Also, don't just go and do things that you don't want to do to make other people happy. We'll get into that a little more later. Number 2 is that your health is another valuable asset. We're going to go into more detail about that, but it's really super important. And so all day long, I work with patients with diabetes, heart failure, all of these things going on that are on all these medications because they beat up their body for so long and didn't take care of it. And now it's just all coming crumbling down on top of them, and they literally have to change their life or they won't live much longer. So it's super important that you start now before there's a main issue. And if you already have an issue, now's a great time. Things that I've done differently, I eat partially vegan slash pescatarian, meaning I tend to not eat meat and mostly eat fish and vegetables and things like that. It's something that is a work in progress. It's impossible to change your entire diet overnight and be successful. So I try to make different changes that I can and see what I can tolerate. If I don't like something, I won't eat it all. So yeah, just gradual changes. We'll go into that in a video about diet eventually. 3, tomorrow is quite literally today. Quit putting off for tomorrow what you can do today, and I will kind of counteract that later, but I'm talking about setting aside some of the to-do list that's constantly in your life and picking up things that you should or want to be doing. Like I've been wanting to start hiking, and I literally just started hiking, and it's so great for my body and my mind, especially working in Denver right now. It's awful driving in Denver or rush hour traffic to and from Denver. So I get so tired of being like around people and stuff that sometimes I just need to get out into nature and enjoy it and be at one with it and just clear my head and stuff. Number 4 is my favorite. Do no harm but take no crap. Obviously you don't want to do anything that would like hurt somebody else in any way. You're probably gonna, if you follow this list, gonna hurt people's feelings. And you know, I always say to try to be firm but nice with what you're saying. It always helps to sandwich like the bad with too good. So like, I really enjoy spending time with you, however I really just kind of need some me time, but hey, let's like try to touch base next week if you mean to. I mean, don't say it if you don't mean to, but you know, that kind of thing. So just let someone know it's nothing against you, but I need me time. Or one thing I tried to do, although it backfired, was do both. Like go hiking and then go do what the other person wanted me to do. And you know what? I really didn't want to do it, and I ended up doing it because I am a recovering people pleaser, and it really wasn't enjoyable. And me not enjoying myself made my friends not enjoy themselves, and it was like I really should just not have done this. Number 5 is not all your family and friends are your family and friends. There are people that you think are your friends and something happens and they're not there. Or you say no to something they want you to do, so they're not going to be your friends anymore. Okay. I mean, I'm not going to like make you spend time with me or be my friend if you don't want to be. Does it hurt? Yeah, that's not nice, but also I don't really need that in my life. And I guess Cancer made that more clear. Who was really here to be supportive of me and with me or against me? In my opinion, if you're not adding to my life, you're subtracting from it, because my time is valuable. I have chronic cancer. I have a 95% chance of it coming back. So if you're not adding to that time I have left, however long that might be, then you're taking that time. So, see ya. That's let go of the things, habits, people, feelings, whatever that no longer serve you. I always say to myself and to others, actually, if it's not going to matter in 5 years, don't spend more than 5 minutes on it. I forget where I heard that, but it's the best advice I've ever heard. So I try to just let it go. I try not to dwell on it, and I am super the one that dwells on things. But I try to just shut it off and redirect myself, because I just build it up to this huge thing in my head, and it's just, I mean, you have to just make the decision and do it and not look back, honestly, because there are people in my life that I really wish were in my life and wanted to have that relationship with me, but they don't. And that's their choice. I try to balance that. I want my side of the road clean, and I want to, if my cancer came back and I died tomorrow, I want to have no regrets. But at the same time, I want to live a healthy life, mind, body, and spirit, because I'm more of quality of life over quantity. So if I don't have a quality life, then what's the point? And I was so tortured by some relationships in my life that I kept trying to make work that I was miserable. And I said, no more. The first 40 years were for people pleasing and doing what other people wanted, and the next 40 are for me. Should I get that many? We are in the ultimate time for self-care. We're in the middle of a pandemic. It's on the rise again, and there are people that will not vaccinate and will not wear masks. And we need to, do what we can to curb the death in this world. And so now is a great time to use that as your excuse, basically, to do what you need to do for you. Be like, pandemic's on the rise again, and it's got me kind of worked up, and I really need some time for me. So no, I can't go to a festival, or no, I can't do this, or no, I can't do that. I'm sorry. I really want to be safe about this, and I want to go do something to feed me as a person, so I'm going to do that instead. I think that's a better choice for me today. Whatever. Quit apologizing for everything. I feel like as a recovering people pleaser, I'm constantly saying that I'm sorry, even if things aren't my fault, and I'm kind of over it because it's a really negative dialogue to have with myself, to constantly be blaming myself basically for everything that happens around me. Now, I always want to see my part in things, and I always do play a part. There's, if the other week, like 3 people yelled at me in the same week for things that weren't even my fault. But I have a tendency to bring truth, by the way I talk and stuff, bringing like truth to the surface, and that can upset some things. And so I really have to watch myself sometimes. I'm very intuitive, and sometimes there's something that I'm doing that's like kind of kicking people up, and I gotta back down, and but it doesn't mean I have to take any crap. That doesn't mean I have to take it. I stand up for myself, and I exit the situation, which I'll get to in a minute. I'm gonna laugh at that. Oh, the next one's quit people pleasing. By people pleasing, I did it for a good portion of my life, thinking that if I did just the right thing, that I would be loved unconditionally, and it did not work. And I was miserable and really didn't have a good sense of who I was on the inside. I would see bits of it here and there, but I had to let that go. And by doing that, the people around me are happier because I'm not constantly miserable. Who wants to hang out with somebody that's constantly miserable? Number 10 was the one I was talking about. Just because there's drama happening doesn't mean you have to attend the performance. I have recently been telling people in my life, I don't deserve to be yelled at. I want to hear what you have to say, but I am not going to be putting myself in this position. So why don't you reach out to me when you calm down and we can talk about it? And generally the people have turned around the next day and said, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I was terrible. And I'm like, okay, well, just know that I'm here for you. I am. I want to hear what you have to say, but I don't deserve that treatment, and so I'm gonna walk away from this right now. And it seems to be working really great, and it's something that I'm really trying to work on. My delivery of that, my biggest thing is that if people blow up, I don't like how I show up as a person and in my life, and so I avoid that. When I do get caught in that situation, I'm constantly trying to do better. So I feel like I'm doing everything I can, but I don't want to be put in a position where I'm not able to show up the way I like to show up in life and for other people. Number 11 is prioritize spending time with people that have or want the things that you want. I recently, for a long time, it's been on my bucket list to do hiking, and I have aligned myself with a really great lady that travels too, and a lot of why we're traveling is to see the country. And so she took me hiking, and then I've done a couple of hikes by myself, and I'm not able to do a lot, and I have once been over my head a little bit, but I'm learning more and more. And so I joined some Facebook groups for Colorado hikers, and met this girl that also has a chronic thyroid cancer, and we were going to go hiking and take our time, and I can even bring the dogs and stuff. So you are opening up more doors for yourself and learning more about the things you want to do if you hang out with those kind of people. So I don't drink, and I was offered to go to like a festival, and I did not really want to go again and be around people drinking, and I wanted to go hiking instead, and I kind of got faulted for that. But honestly, like, I don't drink. That's not my life. We're in different places in our life, and yes, I want to go and hang out with you guys sometime. I think you're great, but if there's something that I want to be doing for me and for my health, spiritually, mentally, physically, then I'm going to do that. So this one is something I need to practice in the middle of rush hour in Denver. Only you can give away your serenity. Think about that. Only you can give away your serenity. So we can only control ourselves. We can't control how other people behave. We try our best to control how we show up when people behave the way they do or whatever. But I try really hard to not let that take away my serenity, because I'm an empath, I'm empathetic, and so when people are worked up, I get rolled into it, and I don't like that. So I try not to give away my serenity. I'm working on it. Always a work in progress. Number 13, you can only meet others as far as you've met yourself. So be kind to yourself. Spend time with yourself. It's really important. One of the things that's drilled into us in nursing school, and I swear it's the first thing we let go by the wayside, is if you don't take care of yourself, if you're not in a healthy place mentally, physically, it's going to be harder for you to take care of somebody else. And then you're all just drowning, you know? Like, put your own life vest on first, your own oxygen mask on first. Because if you're passed out, you can't do it for anybody else. Same thinking there. Take quiet time with yourself and deal with feelings, thoughts, emotions, ideas, whatever that pop into your head. This is really important for at least me. My brain, it's like I have a million tabs open, and when they're all like thinking and freezing everything up. Especially since chemo, it's really hard to like word find. Like, it's just kind of a mess up there sometimes. So I try to just put the electronics away. I try to, sometimes when I take the dogs to the dog park, I try to find a quiet spot and just kind of let things, I realize like, oh, I forgot to do this, oh, I forgot to do that, because I'm not constantly like stimulating myself. So I can actually take the time to figure out what all is going on around there 24/7 and just going crazy. And the last one is my dogs want to go out, so it's a good thing we're ending. Take life one day at a time and don't hold unrealistic expectations for yourself and others. We're only one person. All we can do is our best, and that's all anyone can expect of us. And if that's not enough for people, they're not your people. I hope you're having a great time, and I'm also I'm uploading another video after I let the dogs out. It's my acceptance speech for the Dream Award that set me up for becoming a travel nurse. So I'll talk about that in the next video, but I'm going to post it tonight too.